Good morning, interwebs. It is 12:32 and I'm up and I was gonna take a shower and everybody's outside and I go and turn the water on and it spurts a little then nothing. Turn it off, try again, but I hear this weird sound. I'm like, well, that's not the washing machine, what is up? So then I walk out of the bathroom because I hadn't gotten undressed yet. I was gonna warm up the shower first and I noticed that there's like cords and stuff coming out of the basement door on my way to go find Steve. Then I realize he is cleaning the water heater. We have a tankless one, so you have to run vinegar through it a lot because of our hard water, and it keeps the insides all working right. So that is what's happening right now. So I guess I will take my shower later and I will just go get dressed at this point and then figure out what I'm doing today. And I'm dressed. Now I'm going to make lunch. While everybody's still outside, it should be done about the time they come in. I'm going to turn our leftovers from yesterday, from our rice bowls, into some enchilada casserole. Let's see. This is clean. It goes up here. Okay. So what I have is, this is the meat, salsa verde, and cottage cheese mix. This is the rice that's left. I'm going to take my masa and some salt and water and make the crust. There is a recipe on my channel for enchilada casserole. So I'm going to make the crust I used for that, which is basically just making the tortilla dough, and then you smoosh it in the pan. Then I'm going to layer the rice, and then I'm going to layer the meat in, well, I might do half the meat and cottage cheese, then the rice, then the custard top. We'll see. But I'm going to layer all that in. I'm going to throw it in the oven for probably 30 minutes, 40 minutes. We'll see how long it takes. And then we will eat that for lunch, probably with some chunked apples. Because usually if I make enchilada casserole, I try and serve chunked apples because it keeps people from complaining that it is too spicy, because I just tell them take a combo bite. And by the way, a combo bite of the chunked apples with this stuff is delicious. So delicious. So it is about 4:20 and Steve has just gone to bed and I was starting to do our taxes because, well, it's not because today I'm just in like a very like anxious, like I think it might be the wind because the wind outside is craziness. And look, we're starting to get those stupid little lady beetles. Now these are not ladybugs. These are Japanese lady beetles. They're like kind of orangey and they smell gross when you squish them, I think. But these look a lot more ladybuggish. I don't know. Some sort of bug has hatched because it got warm. So anyways, but yeah, I'm very all over the place. I'm very like, feeling. So I was telling Steve about it and I was going through the list of like things that I need to do. I actually sat down, I will do Squeaky Wheels later. I made a list for the week. But, in talking about these things, one of the things that needs to get done is our taxes. Usually I get them done like as soon as his W-2 comes in, but we had other paperwork and stuff that I had to wait for, and anyways, they're not done yet. So starting to work on that, and then it became really stressful because the papers weren't where I thought I'd put them because I've moved my desk since then, and yada yada yada. So anyways, instead of doing my taxes right now, I'm now cleaning up this room. I swept the floor. Since I cleaned the couch off in here because I moved all the yarn and stuff that we brought home from our trip upstairs, I moved the books that were on it for the time being over here. I'm going to move all of this over. That desk is ultimately going upstairs, but I obviously need Steve's help with that. That way I can move my desk to the other side of this outlet to move it forward like 4 feet. That way I can access the drawers, because I think some of the tax papers I need, I think I put them in the drawers, which I can't open with the way everything's set up right now. So, you know, one project just leads to 15 others, and hopefully by the end of the day, I'll be a little less like, and some things will have gotten done, but we'll see. Oh yeah, and no, we just finished Steve's birthday cake, and it was quite delicious. It is 2:58 in the morning, and I've just been sitting here, what was I? Oh, I was listening to podcasts on my phone, and I have been crocheting and drinking hot tea, and that like feeling from today, yeah, I'm still all like spinny and it's not getting much better, but it's better if I just sit here and do what I'm doing. So needless to say, I did not film tutorials today because I have to be in like a calmer headspace, but I'm completely ready. Like, I printed out patterns and I have gathered all my supplies. So maybe tomorrow when I wake up, I'll start trying to work on some. We will see. And then I made dinner tonight for Steve and I. Well, the kids and I ate, and we ate all the leftovers that were in the fridge, so I had to make something for Steve. So I made him some ravioli we'd bought the other day that was frozen, and I made a quick sauce for that, and it was done just about the time he got up to go to work. So I ate some too, because I realized that after dinner, I'd only had 2 meals today. So I was hungry, and I was like, why am I so hungry at night? And then I realized it's because I've only been eating like 2 meals, and then making it up with either like snacking on things or not, and then just being hungry. And yeah, so I had second dinner not with Steve, but kind of with Steve, because we ate it at a similar time. Actually, he's probably eating it right about now. So I need to finish cleaning up the things from that, and then I'm going to go and put my laundry away. And then I'm going to tell you about my squeaky wheels, because one of the things I was doing tonight was, in my whole spinniness, I just like none of my usual YouTube content or Netflix or anything, like nothing was, couldn't focus on any of it, but the podcast seemed to be okay. Like I just couldn't focus on any of the visual things, and it was making everything worse. But for a while I was watching my vlogs. Like I said, I've been watching them to try and glean some stuff out of them, get some ideas for some things. So I was watching those. I watched, let's see, I watched 13 of them tonight. Wow. No. Well, it must be. I watched from days 10 to days 22. So yeah, 12 or 13 of them. It's a lot of me for me to watch. But anyways, I did that, and I was noticing that, especially in the beginning of vlogging, I was using this as like a major motivation tool. So like, I tell you I was going to do something, and then I did it, because otherwise I'd feel like guilty if I didn't. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to put away this food and the dishes and stuff. I'm going to put away my laundry, and then I'm going to come talk to you, because then I have a goal, and I also have something fun to show you when I'm done. Now it is 3:34, and I wanted to show you what I was working on tonight. I was working on the back of my sweater, and I am super happy with the way that the mixing the 3 balls of yarn together randomly, like, isn't that a much better dispersal of the black and the pink? Like, they're kind of a little clump, but like, they're clumped all over. So I think this will look nice when I wear it. And I think that the size also is much more appropriate to what I was looking for. So now, on to some squeaky wheels. So I did it a little different this week. I broke down some areas that I need to work on, and I made a list for each. So my goal is to kind of work my way through and have all of the things on each list done by the end of the week. In addition to things I have on the list, I also intend to write down everything I eat this week. I'm not going to try and change what I'm eating. I mean, if I do, whatever. But that's not the goal. I'm just going to write it down so that I'm more aware. And also, because with my new sleeping schedule and like living schedule and the seasons changing and the time change, I just need to like recalibrate my awareness of the food and stuff that I'm consuming. So that is one thing. And then for my one area is my home. I need to do a bunch of things, just basically put things away in different places. I kind of listed out the things I'd like to do for school with the kids this week, as far as like the extra kind of things, and then also just the way that I want to make sure we kind of focus in our evening, doing some poetry reading every day, continuing to work our way through The Tale of Despero, and then also doing some bookworky kind of things every day, some sort of like physical paper school, in addition to all the extras. With Steve, I want to make sure that I hang out with him 2 days. I would like to make baked oatmeal for him at least once this week. That way he can have it to use for breakfast when I am not awake. And even though my daughter mostly makes breakfast, but I thought baked oatmeal would be a good thing, because he seemed to be enjoying having that French toast casserole I made for his birthday. That was 2 days of breakfast that were like ready-made. He knew they were there when he got home and home from his run. So I thought I'd do that. I also want to work on having his meals ready when he goes to work. Like tonight he took his meal to work hot, which was actually kind of cool. He doesn't do that very often. I had to wrap a towel, or like tie it up in a towel like a little satchel. But yeah, I want to work on meals this week. I was thinking that I need to come up with kind of a meal plan. I need to go to the grocery store. I also, before that, I need to deal with some financial things. I need to finish filing my taxes. I need to actually go and get the cash from the last pay period, because I haven't yet, which again, not a bad savings plan when you're cash budgeting, to just not get the cash, because then I just don't spend the money. I need to go and do a little bit of shopping. I'm thinking that I might want to try and make it till Steve's days off, which, not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. I think he has a day off. His days off run into April 1st, so yeah. But I would like to try and make it that far without going to Aldi or anything. But I do think I need to go locally and do some grocery shopping to fill in some odds and ends. Because like we're out of milk, we're out of cheese. But yeah, basically trying to use the things I have on hand to make meals. And I was thinking about it, and if we eat like 2 non-breakfast meals, like 2 meals a day, because we use the same foods for lunch and dinners. And if there's 7 days in a week, that's 14 meals. And we usually end up with at least 2 meals that are just like a mishmash of leftovers. So that's 12 meals, and we can get 2 meals out of just about everything. That means that I need to come up with 6 things to make this week. So tomorrow morning when I wake up, I will make a list of 6 things that I can make this week for us to eat. The other area I want to focus on is self-care. I want to continue to watch my vlogs. I'd like to be, well, I had written down through vlog 25 by the end of the week. That would mean I would have watched 15 vlogs. But I guess, since I'm on 23, I want to be through 38 by the end of the week. I'd like to read my graphic novel, French Milk. I'd like to work on my hand lettering 2 days. I'd like to do some coloring 3 days. I want to get at least 4 rows done on my sweater 4 days out of the week. And every day I want to work on copy work for 10 minutes. I did copy work today with my daughter, and my writing was atrocious. Like, I don't even know what the deal was. It was making me angry. And she kept trying to talk to me, which is making me even angrier. I was like, focus on your copy work, because Mom's isn't going very well. As far as work, I need to finish writing up 3 patterns, and I need to film the 4 that I have written up. I'd also like to finish that giraffe I was making, and potentially start working on making a few other things, but those are kind of low priority. I do need to film those tutorials this week, though. That is not an option. And I need to finish that giraffe. So that is where I'm at for Squeaky Wheels. Basically, I need to focus on my work, my self-care, because if we don't take care of ourselves, none of this other stuff's going to happen, because then I'm just going to implode. And when I implode, that's bad. I want to focus on Steve. I want to focus on school with the kids. And on cleaning up our home. Which I did some of that. So after I checked in with you before, I went and I finished loading the dishwasher and I started it. I put some laundry into the washing machine that had been sitting on the floor from the other day when the kids got sick. What else did I do? Oh, I emptied an entire plastic tote in the kitchen, so that's good, and I put away all my laundry. So, and each of those things, I thought of some reason why I could make an excuse to not do it, and I did it anyways. So, yay. So now I'm going to put this vlog together and sit here and finish my tea and maybe work a little more on my sweater because I'm so close to finishing the back. It needs 50 rows and I'm on row 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 36, 38, 40. I'm on row 42. It's only 8 more rows. I could totally, and one of the rows is like almost a rest row. So I'm like 4 pattern repeats. That is that is doable while the vlog is processing and stuff. So I'm gonna go do those things. Hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. Today wasn't bad. I just, like I said, I'm feeling really spinny and I don't like that. You know, it's not a good thing. And it's not an uncommon thing, but it has been a little less common lately. Anyways, moving along with my night, I will see you all tomorrow. Nighty night.